Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome for another edition of the video productions by the Artelino company. Artelino.com. My name is Dieter. I am your host for this video, and I'm the owner of a little family company, and we've sold mainly Japanese prints since 2001 with more than 1,700 auctions in weekly online auctions, mostly weekly online auctions. Today's video is about the lady in red, but not the one by Chris de Burgh, but this lady here in red. This is a famous woodblock print by Paul Jacoulet. Who was Paul Jacoulet? Well, famous printmaker of so-called Shinhanga art movement. First half of the 20th century and a little bit past 1945 into the 1960. Paul Jacoulet is a kind of a French-Japanese or Japanese-French man. He was born around the turn of the century, from the 19th into the 20th century. So his year of birth is a little bit contested as far as I know. But when he was a small child, his mother moved with him to Tokyo, and he remained in Japan until he passed away on March 9, 1960. And he is famous mainly for portraits of Japanese people, Korean people, people from the South Sea, and his woodblock prints are of the highest standard. And he's a famous artist and printmaker, and in good demand by collectors, and his prints are by far not cheap at all. The Lady in Red was created by Paul Jacoulet in June of 1935. I should say finished in June of 1935. And the official edition size is 100, just 100. There I have to tell you a little bit. There's a difference between the official edition size and the actual number of impressions that were created for most of Paul Jacoulet prints. Where do we know that? Well, there's a guy, his name is Richard L. Miles, and he documented all artworks, all woodblock prints by Paul Jacoulet. And he wrote a book about that. This is called in the art world a catalogue raisonné. And according to Richard Miles, fewer than 50 impressions were pulled from the Lady in Red. So next question, how can a small family company located in a rural area in Bavaria, in southern Germany, how are they possible that they can offer such a valuable print? And not only this one, but a complete collection of fantastic Paul Jacoulet prints, by the way, including the most famous one and most expensive one, the Paris Lady. Okay, but this is not the Paris Lady. It's, well, you can say among the Paul Jacoulet prints, it's the second most expensive one, the Lady in Red. Well, one day in summer of 2021, our telephone was ringing, and then a Mrs. Sentner was on the other end of the line, and it turned out that her father was a US Navy pilot who had fought in the Pacific War. During World War II against the Japanese as a Navy pilot. He was born in 1914 and passed away in 2007, Captain Richard L. Sentner. Well, by the way, he was stationed on the USS aircraft carrier St. Lo, and he took part in the famous Battle of Leyte, a decisive victory of the American fleet over the Japanese. However, his aircraft carrier was hit by one of the first kamikaze attacks in this war. After the war, Captain Richard L. Sandner was stationed in Guam, and he was frequently assigned to Japan. And there he was interested in arts. There he got to know Paul Jacoulet, and he began to buy directly from Paul Jacoulet woodblock prints. The two men even became friends, and also in later years, when they didn't see each other so often, they exchanged postcards and letters. And by the way, these letters, they are today in a museum in Paris, in the Musée du Quai Branly Jacques Chirac, by the way. Well, and what's so special about this? We call it the Richard L. Sandner collection. And well, we got nearly half a dozen Paul Jacoulet prints consigned to us to be sold in our online auctions. But what's so special? All these prints have never been framed and have never hung on a wall exposed to the sun. And therefore, they are in excellent condition, in perfect condition. When can you buy the radian lead? Well, in one of our in our next Shinhanga auction, we offer these prints not all in one auction, but dispersed over several, and always in our Shinhanga auction, which takes place once per month. And then there is something you should know. If you're not yet a client of the Artelino company, but new to us, okay, you must sign up, of course. And if you are new to us, we don't know you well yet, you don't have a purchase history with us, then you have a bidding limit. And this bidding limit, I think it's currently 3,000, and the reserve, the minimum bid for the radian lady in red, I think is $5,000. When you log in, our system will tell you that you have a bidding limit. Nevertheless, you can bid on this print, but you must contact us. Just contact us, please, by email. We have a procedure and we have a software solution so that you can bid even if you're new to Artelino art auctions. Well, this is it for now. Thanks for watching. And yeah, there's another feature. Once you have an account with Artelino, we have something that is called Autist Alert. Well, there you can specify that you want to be automatically informed by our system, by email, whenever we have a print by Paul Jacoulet in our auction. Okay, well, now this is really the end. Thanks for watching and have a good week. Goodbye.